Alright, so I took a break from like shitting on Blizzard because, well, yeah, I've got better things to do. Then they decided to release Overwatch Classic. And why exactly did they release this game? Is it to, I don't know, maybe save their dying game? Like, no, they would never admit to that. Maybe they're only doing it because Fortnite and Apex did it. You know, whatever way you look at it, it does not look good for them. I mean, like, really, with Fortnite and Apex, they were like teasing their throwback seasons for like months. Like, really, with Apex, Horizon was like, oh wow, I wonder if I could go back in time. Then there was like a competition, or scientific competition, and the prize of that is like you pick something and she was like, you know that thing, I could go back in time for that. She loses it, Octane wins, Octane's like, oh, you see this thing? Yeah, I'll give it to you so you can go back in time. Then they release Ultra, and Ultra's like, oh, you want to go back in time? I'll help you out. And then with Fortnite, I mean, like really, they did a whole concert in New York to do their like throwback season. Yeah, they knew in advance. The only thing I heard about with Overwatch Classic is apparently some people heard about it a week before, so Blizzard quite literally pulled it out of their ass. And you know, a few funny things is, they say this mode is like no limits or zero limits or something. And then you read, oh yeah, only the original 21 hero roster or something. So if you're wondering how like Malga and Martra would go in like Overwatch 1, they simply would not. Don't even get the chance. And you know, my main problem with Overwatch 2 is the fact that they have always been 6 years behind. Because you see, Overwatch 1 was a buggy mess with half-built characters, well, damage numbers, which they obviously didn't calculate, and a whole bunch of other broken things. Overwatch 2, well, I'm sure they may have built some characters right, but still the damage numbers are not right. Let's talk about Ryan. So he has a charge which is like 120 damage or something like that, hammer swing which is about 100 damage as well, and you may be like, yeah, that's whatever, right? Because you can just like shoot him and he'll probably fall over. But then they gave him shield and he turns into the Eternal Snail. Like really, with the whole Overwatch gameplay, it is very close range. And Reinhardt, being a high damage person but low range, actually works out pretty well with this. Because if you've got long range people, well, too bad, you're not breaking that shield. And Reinhardt's just going to walk up, smash you with the hammer, and too bad, you're done. Like really, the only way you beat Reinhardt is if they misplay. What other stuff did I want to talk about? With all the reviews about Overwatch Classic, there's been one thing that everyone said. They have said it's just how they remember. Well, it shouldn't be, because you're using Overwatch 2 graphics and not Overwatch 1 graphics. You see, the funny thing is, I'm not even sure why Overwatch 1 released, with how horrible its graphics are. You see, Sony and Microsoft only care about graphics, right? So why exactly would Microsoft release this game with horrible graphics? And how about some Overwatch lore? So apparently Overwatch took about a year to make, with how many bugs it has and how bad it looks, and be like, yeah, that kind of makes sense, right? Why exactly would they do it? You see, I was actually looking up a game. I was actually wondering, when exactly did Splatoon release? That released May of 2015. You may be wondering, what is about a year after that? May of 2016 when Overwatch released. You see, Overwatch is basically just a rip-off of Splatoon, right? Like all its game modes. And obviously Microsoft wanted a competitor to Splatoon. And you may be thinking that's stupid, right? But let's talk about one of Sony's best games, right? Of this year. Which is just, you know, making Mario Galaxy 10 years after Nintendo did. Oh, and I forgot, I'm talking about Overwatch people. Yes, that would be Astrobot. Anyway, let's talk about some other stuff. So we've got this new hero Hazard, right? And to me, it's basically just the kid of Orisa and Doomfist. Now, if you combine those two characters together, you may have a good idea of what like Hazard looks like. But for some reason he's white. I'm not sure if it's just me or whatever. But I saw some reactions to the trailer, and for some reason Hazard sounded Jamaican, and I was thinking, wow, that is the whitest Jamaican I've ever seen. But in game he's Scottish? I don't know really. Anyway, looking at the design of Hazard, you can see that he's got the armor of Orisa, some legs or something like that, and I don't know, he's kind of seems like doing fists or something. And yeah, he only has like one voice line or something, and yeah, he's Scottish in it.
I'm always on my worst behaviour.
I don't know, apparently there was like some character concept for like Preeks or something like that he was meant to be over, so was Preeks meant to be like Jamaican? I don't know. Now I've already talked about how March is not in the game mode, right? Because he was released in like Overwatch 2. How about a character that was released in Overwatch 1, like Echo or Mora? And the thing with that is, no, you cannot play them, because it's only the characters by release. Which does bring up some questions. Like the trailers of Overwatch, the cinematics or whatever they called, Two Dragons. What exactly is that about? Because it's about Hanzo and Genji, right? But both those characters were in from release, so that doesn't make sense. Then we've got Cassidy's High Noon cinematic or whatever it is. That's about Route 66, and one of the first things that happens is the train blows up. So was that train always blown up? Because Route 66 is in like the game mode, right? Because that was by release. But then it took about 4 years for like Ash and Echo. How exactly did the train blow up, but none of those characters were in the thing? And I know I have talked about all the hate they've given to like Venture with no skins. One shop skin, but yeah, that doesn't show up that often. But how about we talk about the hate they have done against Soldier 76? So a fun little thing about him is Blizzard decided to make Soldier gay, then they decided to make Talon. Then they made Talon force Widow to steal and kill the love Soldier's life. Well, they cannot give a break to Soldier. And you know, they also had like the Mirrorwatch game mode, right? Where if Widow wasn't like brainwashed by Talon, or Overwatch, or anyone, right? Then Soldier would have ended up with like Gerard, right? But nope, too bad, doesn't happen, he's probably dead. Another funny thing is the fact that all the Overwatch 2 characters have a voice line about shield generators. There was shield generators in the Overwatch Classic game mode, right? But which one of them are in the Overwatch Classic game mode? None of them? You know it. So yeah, Venture can talk about shield generators all she likes, but no one's gonna listen to her. Also, another thing, I was wondering why I hated like Ryan and Genji so much. And you know, it might be because that they are exactly the same as they were in Overwatch 1. Like, there's some people like Cassie and Hanzo which got slight nerf, but no, Ryan and Genji are the exact same, if not better for some reason. I want to talk about, oh yeah, that was it, isn't it? So one thing Overwatch Classic does is bring back multi-res with Mercy. And you may be wondering, can you go in as Vengeance Mercy and like do a multi-res? And there's like one of those frequently asked questions which is like, no, you will not be able to use Overwatch 2 skins. You'll only be able to use like Overwatch 1 skins. Which I'm pretty sure the only skin you can probably use is this version of Mercy. And that got me thinking, why exactly in certain events can you only use like certain skins or like one skin? Because I don't know how games are made, right? But what I was thinking is like you go into a character and then you pick like what abilities you have, right? That is not how it works. Let's talk about all the game modes. So she's in Classic with this skin. She's in April Fools with this skin. This one for Mirrorwatch. This skin for Volleyball. This one for Junkrat. And then this one for Starwatch. What if I was to tell you that all those Mercies were completely different characters? It might seem stupid, but then you look into it and you're like, wow, with this Mercy, she can like heal and boost turrets, right? With this one, she can like, yeah, there's like all the Junkrat stuff. With this one, she can like fly to a beach ball or something, and I don't know. And then with this one, instead of rezzing people, she like blows them up and the ultimate's completely different. So they have completely spaghetti coded it. And like the fact is, they're not making skins just to make money. Well, yeah, they probably are. Another reason they're actually doing it is so they can make different game modes. It's like the tricks and magic thing where Kiriko can turn into like props and all that. She can't do them normally, but yeah, they had to make a new skin so that she could do that, right? So what I'm talking about all this is the fact that they have got about 7 different Reinhardts, but no, you cannot experience the same maps as Overwatch 1 because they've only got one version of the map. And they have updated that map and they can't be bothered unupdating that map. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to play the game mode in this video or something, but let's talk about this because why not? So they added a new mythic gun, and wouldn't you know it, this gun costs more than the Hanzo skin, which is pretty damn funny. And like the main buying point of these things is you get to do the flourish, right? So Reinhardt spins his axe right, Arn spins the sleep dart, because she's not going to spin the sniper, right? What exactly is Soldier going to do? Is he going to flip his whole gun around? Of course not. You get some balls spinning around your gun and you have to deal with it. Yeah, I might as well talk about this because it is nice to have like all kind of cat skins. I have to jiggle physics with the tail. Then you get to Tracer. And damn you, she has no tail. Or is that meant to be the tail? No clue really. All the other ones have like tails to them. And let's talk about another time when Overwatch decided to copy Fortnite. You see, Fortnite released this mode called the Shack Shimmy. And wouldn't you know it, Overwatch decided to do the same. And if that cat looks familiar, about that. Yeah, it's the same cat from this. And I thought they were just using like the same cat over and over. But it turns out the one thing they are doing is like changing its hat. And this one has like a black hat or something. This one has like a sort of green hat. So basically the cat has more style than half the Miffy skins. So basically with Mercy, I wanted a skin with glasses on it, right? So with Vengeance, I decided to go with this style because it has sort of glasses. So it's got this skin, right? Which is kind of like what I would have wanted. And it's like, oh yeah, what you have to do is do these challenges, right? So you think like, oh yeah, I could just go in here and do these challenges. There is no challenges for that. These are Overwatch 1 challenges. And just a reminder, they make you pay for that horrible mess of a game. $60 whole for this skin. Plus you needed to be on in the time that these challenges were out. So, but they did, however, re-release that skin in this. And you may be wondering, this is like a bundle. Can you get just this skin? And you may be like, yeah, it's quite reasonable because you got this, then you got all these different ones, right? So it would make sense that you could get like those skins individually, right? How about we check under that? Oh, you can't? What you can do is pay for these skins that you can just get with the credits that they just throw at you. Hey, the good thing is they heavily discount them. But whoops, nope, you can't get that skin at all. So apparently they're selling all these skins, where if it's the same for the Mercy one, all these were free. Apparently 7,000, but they've been discounted, disappointing, to 2,200. Now you may be wondering how much are they actually charging for this? Well, they've actually got a nice conversion rate of here of $30. Hey, $30 for a bunch of skins that you could have got for free in Overwatch 1. Just a reminder, it's like $60, but apparently all the skins were free or something because you got them from loot packs where you got just for playing the game or something. I don't even know. So currently the only way you can get these prisms is from the battle pass or from like buying them here, which is like, yeah, it's like $60 just for like one skin, considering each skin is like 50, then you need an extra something rather, I don't know. Anyway, I have talked about how useless this battle pass is, and the fact that with like the whole battle pass, there's only like 1 or 2 things that I'd actually want, besides from these prisms, right? So instead of just wasting like a whole 1,000 coins on a bunch of stuff that I don't want, could I just get the conversion rate of coins to prisms? Because do I really want to buy a whole battle pass just for some prisms? Your battle pass is useless. There's no point in even getting it. Just for these prisms so you don't have to spend like $60. A conversion rate from like coins to prisms is much better. And you may be wondering, why am I hating on Blizzard? Well, first of all, they make it very easy for you to hate on them. And second of all, shoot up, okay? Like, here's the thing, target harassment is fine if, like, the person you're target harassing is making, like, a lot more money than you. If they're making, like, the same amount, like, who cares, like, really? Don't harass them, shoot up, right? And to all the people hating in my comment sections, stop shooting down, okay? But, oh, that's gonna be it. I probably missed something, but I don't know if I want to do gameplay. I'll think about it. But yeah, at least I don't have to suffer through Overwatch 1 graphics. The graphics were so bad they literally made you pay to see it.